What's up everyone, and today I'm bringing a deck profile on my Raidraptors. Now Raidraptors is a deck that actually just recently got some support in Phantom Rage, and oh boy, it got some good support. Now before going into Raidraptor Ultimate Falcon was always the win condition of this deck, but going into it was always very difficult because it was a rank 10. So you'd have to just continuously use rank ups until you got into it. But now there is actually a way to get it out with one card. This deck is honestly one I'm surprised isn't topping right now because I have it on the screen right now, but I made an insane board with this and this was all on my first turn. I had 2 Fogblade, an Infinity, Ultimate Falcon, and an Appaloosa. Can you get a better board than that? Now I'd just like to mention to vote for which deck you'd like me to do this month, and you never know, it could end up being the winning deck. So without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. First up, I run the 2 Strangle Lanius. This is one of the new Raidraptor cards. If you control a dark monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. Also, while you cannot special summon this monster for the rest of the turn except dark monsters, which you only run dark monsters, so that's not a problem. If you control an XYZ monster with a dark XYZ monster as material, you can target 1 level 4 or lower Raidraptor monster in your graveyard. Special summon it, but its effects are negated. This is really powerful because let's say you got another one in your board or in your grave. As soon as you summon this, you can summon it, and then you have an easy rank 4. You can go into your Forstrix or your Y-Strix. Yeah, the new Raidraptor support is really good. Next, I run 3 Tribute Lanius. I don't have this one because it's like $35. I'd be like, turn this into like maybe a $150 deck profile. I decided either I get the Torn Scale for the Phantom Knight deck profile, or the Tribute Lanius for the Raidraptor deck profile. I went with Torn Scales. But Tribute Lanius is, I wouldn't say it's as good as Strangle, but during your main phase, if this card was normal or special summon this turn, you can send 1 Raidraptor card from your deck to grave, so it's full of Sparial. And during your main phase 2, if this card destroyed an opponent's monster by battle this turn, you can add 1 rank up magic quick play spell card from your deck to your hand. Well, I don't really think the secondary effect is quite as useful because by then you can already have a board and you won't even need it. You mainly want it for the full Sparialistic effect. You can use it to ditch your Mimicry. Next, I run the 3 Heal Ogre. One thing I noticed is that this deck functions a lot similar to like Black Wings. How some of the monsters can just summon themselves from the hand. Strangle can, and Heal Eagle can also do that. If all monsters you control are Raidraptor monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand, and then you can banish this card to target 1 Raidraptor spell trap and add it to your hand. You may want to summon itself to a field, so you can probably, like let's say you start out with a Strangle Lanius, summon Strangle Lanius, summon Heal Eagle from hand, you use Strangle Lanius effect to summon another level 1 through 4, so you can get into Y-Strix, Rusty Bardiche, and Forstrix very easily. Next, I run the 3 Mimicry Lanius. Once per turn during your main phase, if this card is normal special summon this turn, you can increase the level of all raid monsters you currently control by 1. That effect doesn't matter. The second effect is what's really good. During your main phase, if this card is in your graveyard because it's sent there this turn, you can banish this card, add 1 Raidraptor card from your deck to your hand. So this can search out any of the above cards, or let's say you want to search out your Nest. Although I mainly use it to search for like Heal Ogre or Raider's Wing. You also use it for Singing Lanius. I also run 3 Vanishing Lanius. For Vanishing Lanius, once per turn during your main phase, if this card is normal special summon this turn, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Raidraptor monster from hand. So again, kind of like another good extender. Bodies to the field to go into your big plays. I also run 3 Raider's Wing, another new card out of Phantom Rage. This card is always treated as both a Phantom Knights and a Raidraptor card, so pretty good. And if this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can attach 1 material from your dark XYZ monster, special summon this card, banish it when it leaves the field. So similar to like Heal Eagle, it forces itself onto the field. Although while you do have to detach 1 from a dark XYZ monster, that's not really a downside because Forstrix, let's say that's the one you have on the field, you only need to detach 1 to activate its effect, so you'll have an extra 1 to spare for Raider's Wing. I also run the 2 Pain Lanius. For Pain Lanius, if this card is in your hand, you can target 1 Raidraptor monster you control that has a level, take damage equal to its attack, or 1 Raidraptor you control that has a level take damage equal to. You can target one Raidraptor monster you control that has a level, take damage equal to its attack or defense, whichever is lower, by your choice of side. If you do, special summon this card from your hand. So this card is pretty good at getting itself on the field, much like the rest of the deck. Also run one Singing Lanius. Same if you control a face-up XYZ monster, special summon it from the hand. I also run one Necro Vulture. I'd say this is probably the weakest one out of all the ones you want to run. Once per turn, you contribute one Raidraptor monster, then target one rank-up magic spell card in your graveyard, add it to your hand. In practice, I didn't really use this one as much because I was able to get into the new the Phantom Knight's rank-up magic force pretty easy. And so yeah, if you want to cut it out, that'd be fine. But also run one Lastrix. If a Raidraptor monster you control bows while you have any spell trap cards in your field, on your field or in your graveyard during damage calculation, on either player's turn, you can special summon this card from your hand, then gain 100 life points for each spell trap card you control, and in your grave. You contribute this card, your opponent takes no battle damage for the rest of the turn. Also, you can special summon one Raidraptor XYZ monster from your extra deck in defense position, but its effects are negated. Also return it to the extra deck during the end phase. Oh man, that was a lot of text. Like, that card has a lot of text. Next, I run the one Blackring Zephyros the Elite. This card is good in your graveyard because if it's in your graveyard, you can return one face-up card you control to your hand. Summon this card, so like you can return a Frank Up, a Fog Blade, and several things you can do with it. Also run the one Raged Gloves and the one Phantom Knights of Silent Boots for the Phantom Knight engines. Because Phantom Knights of Silent Boots, when it's in the grave, you can banish it to add one Phantom Knight spell trap from your deck to your hand. So if you go into Rusty or Bardiche, you get an easy 2 Fog Blades. You get one Fog Blade off of Rusty and one off of Boots. I also run 3 Ash Blossom for the hand trap. Pretty explanatory. Now moving on to spells, I run 2 Phantom Knights Rank Up Magic Force. Now this is easily the best card, the best new Raidraptor card. Mainly because during the main phase, banish one or more dark monsters from your graveyard, then target one dark XYZ monster you control. Doesn't have to be a Raidraptor. Special summon from your extra deck one Phantom Knights Raidraptor or XYZ Dragon XYZ monster whose rank equals that of the targeted monsters you control plus the number of monsters banished. So for example, let's say you have 4 Strix on the field and you banish 6 Raidraptors from your grave. Boom! Instant Ultimate Falcon. This was the one card Ultimate Falcon I was talking about, because this I don't even know how to describe how powerful it is. It's considering it's that easy to get Ultimate Falcon out, and both times I've used it, I've been able to go straight into Ultimate Falcon because I'd always have 6 Raidraptors in grave. I also run the one Soul Shave Force. Pay half your life points and target a Raidraptor XYZ monster in graveyard. Special summon it, then special summon from your extra deck one XYZ monster that has 2 ranks higher. As well as the Phantom Knights Rank Up Magic Launch. This one can be used during your opponent's turn, much like the Magic Force. Magic Launch was actually originally banned due to it abusing Azathoth, but came back once Azathoth got banned. I still think they should have left it banned, but oh well. With this one, you can target one dark XYZ monster you control with no materials, special summon from your extra deck, one dark XYZ monster that is 1 rank higher than the monster you control. Now, I remember in another deck I used this to get out True King of all calamities, but I'd stick to this one. This is obviously your most powerful one because Ultimate Falcon is a boss monster. I also run the one Raidraptor Nest. If you control 2 more Raidraptor monsters, you can add 1 Raidraptor monster from your deck to your hand, as well as an Upstart, a Foolish, a Monster Reborn, and a Called by Grave to round up the spells. Moving on to the traps, I run only 3, which is 3 Phantom Knights Fogblade. Fogblade is, how should I describe it? It's kind of like a Fiendish Chain, but stronger. You can activate this card by targeting one effect monster on the field, negate that face-up monster's effects, and that face-up monster cannot attack. Also, monsters cannot target the face-up monster for attacks. When it leaves the field, destroy this card. So it's probably the strongest trap you can easily negate. Basically just render one of your opponent's monsters completely useless. Moving on to the extra deck, I run 2 Force Strix. Force Strix is definitely the one you want to start out to because it searches out your Winged Beast monsters. I also run the one Revolution Falcon, Arsenal Falcon, and Air Raid. These ones I don't go into as much because they're not the main ones you want to end on, but they're good cards if you do want to end on them. Now, I also run the 1 Ultimate Falcon. Ultimate Falcon is kind of like a Utopic Zexal. It's unaffected by other card effects, and you can attach 1 material from this card. For the rest of this turn, all monsters your opponent controls will lose 1,000 attack. Also, your opponent cards and effects cannot be activated if this card has a Raidraptor monster as XYZ material, which it will. I also run the 1 Dark Rebellion XYZ Dragon, the 1 Time Thief Redoer, the 1 Raiders Knights, the 1 Infinity, as well as a 2 Weistrix. Similar to Forest Strix, they search out winged beast monsters, although this has an additional effect to set 1 rank up spell directly from your deck. Also run the 1 Rusty Wardish for the Phantom Knight's Fogblade, as well as an Appaloosa and an Access Code Talker. That's going to be all for this deck, and what do you know? Do you think Raidraptors is a pretty cool deck? Let me know in the comments, and yep, I'll see you in the next video I make. Bye.